I found out I had secured a place, I was excited and also kind of curious because I didn't really know what to expect. I think it's the first time that it's ever happened in Perth. I produced 2 designs. I produced one with Zawa Industries and one with another company that's part of the Banshu collective of companies. And they were both kind of working with the organic kind of structures of the fibres before they become a man-made material. With most clothing that I make personally, I think that material is one of the most important things anyway. But in this case, it was kind of, they really did dictate a lot of the shapes and kind of forms of the garments. The Japanese have got it kind of, they've got everything kind of sussed. It's about other people and not about yourself all the time. The kind of cross-culture of, you know, old and new, this really kind of works, and it's a very interesting culture.
My collection was inspired by origami, so I quite often work with paper to mock up like parts of the garment. So I was inspired by folding and lots of intricate kind of structures within garment. So I started off by playing with reversible fabrics, got something that's different on either side. I've been working with lots of monochromatic colours, lots of greys, whites, and then I used Photoshop to develop a fan. So a lot of my garments come back to the triangular formations. So that fan was the inspiration for the fabric that I developed in Japan. And it's got a double side, so one side's kind of like the reversed image of the other side. So for me, being able to see the process from A to Z, from the cotton being dyed, buffed, and then all the different steps that it goes through, all the different factories, really gave me a huge appreciation for the way that fabric's developed. I'm more interested in the artistic side of things, so more like the dramatic. So I've gained full-time employment working as a product developer, which, you know, a lot of my experience in Japan with cloth and the knowledge of fabric has really helped me gain work within the industry. I'm interested in launching a label, but I think that's a little bit further away. So I'm at the moment working full-time, gaining a bit of experience within the industry, learning how the manufacturing side of the process works on a garment level. So I've got a background now with fabrics, which I've had from Japan. So the next part is learning a bit more about the industry and then looking at starting a label a bit further into the future.
I was really excited and really eager to see the factories and what goes on behind the scenes and in the production of a textile. When I was over there, I found a lot of juxtapositions in the landscape, scenery and the architecture, and fashion on the streets was quite diverse. It was mixed with traditional, so I decided to combine a modern silhouette with some traditional fabrics and influences and elements within that. It was all about texture and feel and drape for me. I really wanted to create something quite raw, and so you could see the fibres within the weave. Colour was also really important because they individually dye each yarn, so to find a really rich burgundy and a rich sort of colours was really important. I really tried to use the fabric to its best ability, so using the drape, the beautiful drape that it has, and the texture, and using like raw seams with my top, complement that, and definitely highlighted the drape of the fabric with my coat. Seeing the processes behind the manufacturing of the fabric was incredible and quite a rare opportunity that we were given.
We messaged me and go, oh, we got in, and so we were all really, really excited. So I don't think it took a while before it actually really sank in. I was just, at that time, my dad had a stroke just before the weekend. I went to Japan, but in the end I didn't go last minute, like an hour before the plane trip. The good thing is, after that, Mr. Ozawa contacted me and said that, you know, he wants to finish the project, so if I had time, meet him in Sydney. So I did meet him in Sydney and finished off the project there. The collection that I designed is also based on my graduate collection. It's a follow-up, so it's based on Australian flora. And Mr. Ozawa has particularly like the mushroom textures. It's very textured at the bottom. At the top, it's got lots of layers of grey and light grey. Every time I design, I always try to go with the flow and not have a specific design in mind. Not say, draw a picture and then go, this is what I want to make. I always do it through development and see how it turns out in the end.
When I found out I was one of the winner of the Banshu fabric programs, of course I was so excited. I inspired by the stone surface, like a cracking stone surface. I played with lots of different fabrics and I found a little bit different cutouts and they put all together and they created nice curve line. It was a bit shaped, oversized pants, but it was really fit on, narrowed down to the ankle. And I believe it is 100% cotton, creating the texture patterns by weaving technique. And it has 2 layers put together, but 2 different faces, 2 different styles. So one side was like a black strap with white dots, and the other side is white background with black dots, something like that. Fashion is art. That's why I want to create something different than normal, but still I believe it should be on the body, so I'm trying to make it wearable too. I took lots of skills from through the program, Hyogo Banshu program. I learned the whole process of how they manufactured, and each process has so many steps and skills they required, and they just like how they create the fabric from the just 2D design, like sketches and thinkings, and it was really good.
I'm so excited to find out I won the scholarship to Japan. It was such a wonderful opportunity. I love the Japanese culture and just being immersed in their culture. The food was amazing, the people were amazing, and just their textiles are just awesome. When we were there, we got the rare opportunity to walk through all of the factories, and so we saw all the processes that went into making the textiles. My collection was inspired by a strand of precious stones I found from a Turkish bazaar when I travelled there last year. So it's all to do with marbling of colours. My designs are usually quite feminine but bold, edgy, and I like to make a statement. And also just using the best and the finest quality fabrics as well, which is amazing with Japan because they have the best cotton. They dye the yarn first and then they weave it together into the pattern. So it's not just a piece of cloth which is then dyed over. So that just makes it beautiful, beautiful quality.